players moving on to playing on the under-24 team. Can't have that. Got to get the young blood back in. Got to keep the general average age of the team down. They also have Selena Skolton, who's also 16, so keeping that some young blood in the Grut side as they all mature, so they don't lose their recklessness, one hopes. The Irish zone having a bit of trouble, but Van der Wieden very calm, very certain in his actions. I see Boom and Van der Wieden working together. Janssen coming back to help. Some veterans of this Grut side. Maeve Ryan trying to put on a force. Boom, through to Valko Van der Wieden. Fakes the deep. Was always going to go for some kind of a throw. That's a big turnover. Not sure what he was hoping for there.
I'm really not sure what throw was going there. Anique Leininger absolutely by herself in the end zone. Just needed to put it out into that other corner. Just absolutely arced the wrong way. Van der Weijden is going to want that disc back. He's going to go hard on defense.
Well, it's Andrew McGovern who will bear the brunt of it, picking up the disc for Ireland. I've seen Valko Van der Wieden get a lot of hand blocks in his time. McGovern's got some tasty throws, though, immediately looking deep to Doc. Janssen gets up big and denies him. That's a tasty battle that I hope to see more of as this game progresses.
Really great defensive pressure there from Walt Janssen. Wasn't necessarily in the right position, but forced his player to jump with him. Great D there.
As we see Grut going much, much quicker down the pitch. Blastman, the disc winds up in his hands, but plenty of players touched it. Throwing it all around the place. That's Menard to Van der Wieden. Klertz and Janssen back in support as well. Blastman out to the left. And they just keep dishing it to each other. Once this Irish zone manages to clamp its jaws down, they are difficult to get off. And there's another miscommunication between Boom and Van der Wieden this time.
Yeah, Van der Weijden just not quite awake yet. Don't know whether he's fully prepared for this game. As that deep disc goes deep, but it's fully covered there by Walt Janssen.
Well covered. So looking for the bit of a rebel connection. That's Andrew McGovern trying to shoot to John Doherty. Played several years together on the Rebel Club team from Cork, Ireland. Not really coming off for them right now. Going back to the well maybe a bit too much. Giving Grut another look against this zone. You have to believe they don't need too many more before they start breaking it down. Blastman sends it down the sideline. Janssen in that corner, a dangerous position, but able to get out of it rather easily. Bloom spreading it. Menard back in their own end zone, but looking quite relaxed here. Grut not forcing anything, not really rushing themselves, but always losing ground. No one really attacking this space. You see John Doherty has come all the way in, daring the shot over the top. Leninga is there, and there's the early turnover. That's, oh, it's going to be a call.
Yeah, a bit of a contact. Lauco hadn't fully gotten up from the contact from the other Irish player. There's a slap on the hand as he went to play quickly. So disc is checked back in for Grut.
There you go again. You see how short the deep for Ireland John Doherty has gone. Valko Van der Wieden now trying to make him test it. That's a big hammer up. There's lots of people underneath it. And there is a good block by John Doherty. Van der Wieden had position, but Doherty got over the top of him.
I have to question the upwind hammer choice. Obviously, we do know Grut, they do like to throw those throws, but I just think it's only 1-1. It is windier than you anticipate. Just take a little bit more time and just have a look and see what open options you've got.
And John Doherty immediately shooting deep. Wasn't working out from earlier, so he tried to get the under and put it himself. And now it's back in the hands of Grut with Blastman. Gives it to Klertz. Middle of the pitch. Lots of players immediately around her. What I was thinking is if you're going to put up that hammer, why wait until Van der Weiden's gone deep? Why not just put it up when Leninga is completely unmarked? John Doherty is giving them a lot of space, and I would have thought they'd like to take that on.
I definitely think they can take it on as well. You have to also punish a deep when they are way too far under. As you say, Leininger is now totally free. It's now a bit too late to go for that shot. Now they're close to the end zone.
As they keep pushing it. Grut working well, Menard. Van der Weijden there. Set goes back to Blastman. Great to see the amount of faith that Grut have in Blastman, putting him on their O-line. It's going to be a foul call on that.
It's foul call, but disc was just up, saved by Van der Weyden. So this will be declined, retracted even. And disc will be staying with Van der Weyden. Van der Weyden even.
So, Ireland's zone so far quite successful, you'd have to say. Generating plenty of turns. Their offense on the D-line, not so much. Just going for deep shots straight away, and none of them coming off, all well scouted and well read by Grut.
Yeah, a lot of hook and D going on from the Irish. It is windy, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's so windy that hook and D is the only option. Of course, if you're very close to this current end zone, maybe you want to get it a bit deeper than normal, but I don't think it has to happen every single time.
Well, the wind is picking up now. Ireland do love their hook and D. They do see it as a great equalizing force. Menard fakes the break to move the zone, but still losing yards. Ireland have done a good job really stifling Grut's offense once they're able to get them to stop. Leninga gives it back to Bloom. He goes in the middle of Menard just about. McGovern tries to cover, can't get there in time. Now Coulert's Ireland keeping the zone all the way to the end zone. A lot of times you see a meld here, but Ireland keeping it in their zonal marking. Bloom. Coulert. To Bloom. They do have a shot to the end zone available, but I don't know if anybody's going to take it on. I think that's Blossman just standing there walking around with his hands up.
Yeah, there's currently 2 players from Grut in the end zone. Blossman's now coming back for the swing. Good choice there. And Walt Jansen completely free the end zone, but Blossman decides, I want to be a bit more conservative, and I'm going to swing the disc. Good choice.
That kind of decision making is why he is on the on the Grut team, on their O-line.
Oh, Menard with a blady disc into contention. What a grab from Blossman. It leaves Janssen totally free. What a grab from the 16-year-old Dutchman.
That was a grown-up play. Ireland were looking to create that opportunity all point long, and when the opportunity presented itself, Blossman was equal to it.
Yeah, you can't deny that's why they're picking up Tom Blossman and people like Selena Schulten. They are so young, but they're so athletic, so fast on D. And you mentioned, Lorcan, that the Irish Stone was working for them. I do believe so, but I do feel like a lot of this is coming really from Grut's decisions as opposed to actual blocks. I believe Ireland maybe just want to get Grut to swing the disc. Maybe there's a drop or two. Errant throw, which we saw in that game. So Grut taking their time, being patient, finding it eventually, and as I say, great play from Blossman.
Over the course of that point, their decision-making did get better and better, finalizing in that last possession that went all the way up to the end of the end zone line, right up to the front of it, and then all the way back to the halfway line before they worked their way back up for the score. Not willing to give in to the pressure. There were 3 turns, but you do wonder if there'll be many more, or if Grut can settle themselves down. Let's see how the Irish offense can respond. Here they come. Del Cormac with the disc. Field's working hard, but not able to get free for her. Eventually, she just about gets the pop off. It's Van Kampen. Cormac makes a move. Van Kampen goes for the big arcing around to Keith Murnagh. He has it deep in the form of Cho, decides against it. Taking off himself. Van Kampen just kind of being left alone there a little bit. Cormac feeling the pressure from Jan Jansen and calling a foul.
Just want to make an interesting point for Jana Janssen. She's normally on the O-line, so it really cool to see her coming out on D, and she's very, very hotly contested on Cormac, but Cormac saying she felt a lot of pressure on her left arm. Do you feel like Jana had accelerated quicker?
I did think,
yeah.
the closer they got to the disc, the more Jana was pulling ahead of Adele. But at the same time, Adele is Irish, and so I have to go with her. So I think Adele is completely in the right here.
Not biased at all, and I'm not biased at all as somebody living in the Netherlands. No. So contested, it's going back. I think they may think twice about throwing that throw again. And a big
There's another deep shot. Van Kampen screams it up there.
Ooh!
And looking to get to Danini at that massive grab in the last one, but this time, a bit too much.
Great D from Lola Dam. Lola Dam in better position than Cheers Otters. And going up high, not afraid to smack that disc down. Such a great player for this Groot team.
So reliable for so long. A leader on the team. As you could say, Janssen is as well. Back to Ate. Grandfather thinks about winding up his clock. And beautifully timed all the way down to the front of the end zone. They pop it back. Glurt. Janssen. And this is where Groot can be so dangerous. Ates. Smooth, comfortable break to the opposite side. Steneker goes with a smooth, comfortable hammer all the way over the top. And well taken in by Steenhausen.
Yeah, great read from Steenhausen on the deep throw and also on that hammer. Also affectionately known as Rockhouse, as Steenhausen literally translated into English as Rockhouse. Not a very exciting story, but he is a rock in this defensive line for Groot.
Wow, I wish my name translated into English as something better than just sheep thief.
Sheep thief.
Rockhouse is so much cooler.
Yeah, Rockhouse is pretty cool.
So now Groot with the 2-point lead, getting the first break of the game. They only needed one turn off the Irish offense to do it. And now the fortunes change ever so slightly as Ireland felt quite comfortable using their zone with the wind at their backs. Now their offense is going to have to go out there, get a score, hopefully. And then play the zone in slightly different conditions. This really changes their whole game plan. And probably ruining those 3-4 opportunities they let go by with deep shots earlier in the game.
Yeah, so in the run-up to this game, Groot have had a comfortable tournament so far, winning everything fairly comfortably, with, I think, the biggest points difference is one of the teams scoring 9 on them. And Ireland, just also taking a look at some of the results from yesterday.
Big pull goes up. Looks like it's going to land out of bounds for the break. Aidan Kelly picking up the disc.
Yeah, so Ireland had a tough game against Toyota, who are currently #1 in the seeding. Beat too many Cooks in round 2. Very tight game though, maybe a bit unexpected. Also absolutely dominating against the Hungarian team. So looking comfortable in this top part of the bracket.
We'll see how they deal with the discomfort of a 2-goal deficit. Keith Bernat forced to launch it deep. And there are only Dutch people nearby to shepherd it out of play. So now Groot have another opportunity to score. We'll see what they make of it.
Yeah, we see here on the replay, nice D there from Nena Rausch. Was totally in position, also had Joris Steneker to back her up. Didn't really need it. So, zone from the Irish. So we'll be interested to see how this D-line combats this Irish zone.
Everyone on the Irish team learning that zone, knowing how to apply it. They like to be versatile in their defensive looks throughout the team, so it allows them to swap people in and out. So again, Groot start off working it in the end zone. They're looking pretty comfortable. We know Ate is a big fan of the short give-go game. Developing his hooking more as he came to Groot. That's Scholten, #9, working with Ates in the end zone. And the other 16-year-old. See Arthur having an impact. Ploeg, Scholten, Ates. Just running the show right now, taking his time. Ploeg. Cho, you can see her just creeping across in the Irish jersey, trying to get a hand in. Cormac as the point of that zone. Dam coming all the way down. Now they start to spread it around. Rouge. Ates. And keeping that swing going, although that one was a little bit close to Cho. Ates. It's a gradual process. And there it comes asunder as Aidan Kelly reaches in, knocks it away from Ploeg, getting a bit too casual.
Bit of a shame. I think he was waiting for that disc to come into his hands and just didn't fully attack it. Great D there from Ireland. Short field now, looking to convert from their vertical stack.
Kelly. McGovern goes for him down the line. Kelly looks for help. Cormac locked up by Dam. Murnat provides relief. Van Kampen attacking the front corner with everything he has, but it isn't quite enough. Murnat swinging it around to Kelly. And over the top by Kelly. This is nice resetting by Ireland, but no downfield movement really is eventually McGovern. It's a bit too much on that. You can feel the adrenaline perhaps.
Yeah, I also felt like the cutting from the stack was also a little bit static. A lot of handler movement, not always free, lost a lot of yards. So, bit of a shame there for Ireland, setting up that zone again, trying to stifle the Grut offense here.
So we see Schulten and Ates almost back on the last line. Just pops it off to Schulten, just back to Ates. Grut right now really asking him to take on some kind of adventurous throw or just gradually walk his way out of his own end zone. Steneker, he's come all the way back to help. Ates looking for the pop. And a beautiful break. Slices open the zone to Dam. She spreads it out. Rouge. Van Kampen tries to get big but can't get there. Now we see Rockhouse and Dam working together to Steneker. Now to Schulten on the sideline. That's much better from Groot. They just need to get through it once, and it started with that Ates break to Dam. So now we see Rouge. Ates. And Ireland again get to clamp down. So now they're just going to swing and wait for the chance to present itself one more time. Two people deep. Ates trying to step through the zone, does so wonderfully. On that last disc, for a moment looked like it would be stolen away by Murnat, but in the end Steneker gets there first.
I think Murnat was maybe thinking about that layout, but if he had gone for it, that would have been straight into Steneker's space, would have been a bit dangerous. So good control there from Ireland, but that zone, that throw from Ates to Dam just popped open the entire field, and Rouse and Dam just homeboying it down the pitch. Some slightly contested throws, but thrown with enough spin and pizzazz to make sure that they were caught. So good, calm offense there from Grut after a bit of a wobbly start, and that makes it 4-1 to Grut.
That was textbook zone offense for any young players watching. They just kept resetting, kept making themselves available, and it works in your own end zone, it works right in front of your opponent's end zone. Waiting until a gap would appear, just being patient, being certain in their throws. And when the gap appeared, first of all, Ates just gets that lovely inside break, and then the second time he gets it on a pop and just steps through. So sometimes you throw through the gap, and sometimes you can step through to create the gap.
So I believe there is a timeout call from Grut. Ben Ort giving a powerful speech in the circle, unfortunately tearing his ACL about a month or two ago. So big loss for this team, and we wish him all the best in his recovery. Also, Iris Leininger out with a broken toe, also whilst playing Frisbee. But as we mentioned earlier, great additions with Tom Blossman, Selina Schulten. Good looking phase. They haven't really trained as much over this season as they probably wanted to. The Dutch have got a very strong under-24 team going to Worlds next month. So a lot of the focus lying there, but a lot of these players are also in that team. So you do find that synergy anyway.
I was talking to them before the game, and they were saying they were at Talampaya last week, a lot of them, with that under-24 team. Do you think fatigue will be a big factor for those players coming into the latter stages of this tournament?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting because the under-24 team have an interesting setup with their lines, so won't give too much away just in case somebody's watching, but I don't think it would have been too bad. Obviously, the last day of Talampaya got cancelled due to horrendous weather. Luckily, we've been a bit more fortunate here in Amsterdam, but I also think there is a lot of strength coming from the under-24 team with some slightly more unknown names that don't play for Grut. So I don't think fatigue should be too much of an issue. They've also got people like Marcia Golan, Nena Rouse, who are older than 23, 24.
Oh.
So
don't give away their secret, they'll be kicked off the team.
So, well, actually, Nena not older than 24, but chose to play beach this year. But they do have some other players in their arsenal, so hopefully fatigue won't be too much of an issue.
We'll see as this game goes on. That disc sailing out over the sideline. So Van Kampen going to pick up the disc, the American import. Just being gestured to quite graciously by Ates. Ireland looking for their second score. They were so confident in their first possession. Agbaje comes to get it. Van Kampen goes down the line, doesn't get free enough for him. Eventually it's a lovely inside.
There's a pick call. Not sure it really affected the handler play. They looked like they were going gung-ho. But current discussion of when it happens and whether it affected play.
One that I'm sure will be brief. Ha!
He said.
Ha!
20 minutes later.
We see the Flying Dutchman, Bastien de Jong, marking up against Conor Agbaje, an Irishman prone to a bit of verticality himself. It's now Van Kampen going to work, trying to get free, but Ates was equal to it every step of the way, and immediately launching one all the way. It's beautiful, it's Blaney, it is collected. Marcia Coolin with the score.
Grandpa looking for Grandma in the end zone. The affectionate names for Tjeerd Altes and Marcia Coolin, who are the oldest people in this team. And even when I say old, they're not that old.
But they are compared to the Groot ones. You look at them like one would look at an antiquated vase, proving their worth there and their experience. It was a fantastic shot and read perfectly all the way. There's Ates, first of all, just stepping in and stamping down on the defensive end.
Yeah, big cogs in their own respective national teams. Tjeerd Altes leading the open team. Marcia Coolin being a strong workhorse in the women's team. So really looking forward to seeing how they do at EUC. And of course, I'm sure if they were young enough, born earlier, later even, they would be also joining at under 24s, but unfortunately age is not on their side in this respect.
They've had their time in the sun. Now they must pass it on to the next generation. But what I am very intrigued by is, what are Groot going to be doing with the rest of their season?
Good question. So they're currently organising how qualification is going to be done for mixed regionals from the Netherlands. So they still have aspirations of going to Euros and playing clubs. So we're currently in the process of organising that with my team UFO from Utrecht and Chronicle Dizziness from Groningen. Those are the three teams that are interested in two bids. Probably very likely that Grut will get one of them. And
that would be amazing if they didn't.
They didn't, but
if UFO and Groningen were the two teams coming out of the Netherlands.
Yeah, that'd be quite a surprise, but I wouldn't count them out. Also, two great teams.
Of course, and now Murnack collects it on the under from Cormac. A good cut, puts it down the line. McMahon goes himself, but that one was always behind Dwyer. So now, Grut looking to come back at them. Ates collects it off Plog, and Plog just tears deep. And there's a bit too much flown on that. Lots of people there. Love the defensive effort and defensive pressure from Deirdre Kavanagh.
She also boxed Marcia Coolin out really well. Backed it on. Marcia really wanted to go for that layout, but it was just enough to send it off the pitch.
And Ireland really need to punch this one in. We're playing with shortened games. Only 20 minutes left in this affair. They need to start scoring. Cormac trying to get it to Murnau, but he is locked up right now by Blossman. And now John Doherty, you know he wants to send something near the end zone. McMahon comes out of it to get there. Murnau goes down the line. John Doherty speeds. He gets the better of Ates, but the disc gets the better of him. So now Grut going in the opposite direction before Ireland can set up their zone. Although they're going with a match defensive look this time, trying to change things up. Let's see how they do. Janssen doesn't like it in the middle. Instead goes the Rouge. Ates. There's the Rockhouse tearing out of the stack for him. I'm going to call him Rockhouse from now on. I'm not calling him Steenhauser anymore. Janssen. Pops back into the middle, and this is good play by Groot. What we've come to expect. There's the big shot to the young man, but Murnau read it all the way.
Yeah, slightly undercooked throw from Ates and a timeout call from Ireland. I think Ates saw Blossman go deep, but Blossman was already in the end zone. Always a bit risky when you're going upwind, so I think he'll maybe regret that for a little bit, but I will not be surprised if we see some form of defensive block from Jared Ates coming up.
Have to earn it back after you throw it away. I think you're right, and he just wants to feed the young man. We've seen him get one unbelievable grab. I'm sure they've seen him get dozens in training, and just trying to get him to show that on this level. I wouldn't mind it myself. Keith Murnau, one of Ireland's best receivers, certainly for the last few years, very accomplished in the air, very settled with the disc in hand as well, although he was shot down on the ISO in front of the end zone by Blossman, so quite a battle. Murnau, I believe 12 years Blossman's senior. It's almost unfair what these 16-year-olds can do.
I would have to agree with you there, Lorcan. Having played against them, played with Tom once actually against the under-24 team just as a practice game. He was also sensational then. And if you're sensational at the age of 16, what are you going to be at the age of 20 or 22? Or around 24 when you reach your physical peak? It's just not fair, Lorcan. It's just not fair.
Sometimes the cards just aren't dealt in your favor, Sarah, and we just have to keep going anyway. What you can always do is learn how to, instead of using your body for physical things, just learn how to speak incessantly and inanely. That's certainly what I've tried to focus on. I think it's gone pretty well, you know?
Doing strong today.
I get to like stay vaguely around their aura and the glory of the sport, but I don't have to actually exercise or get beaten by 16-year-olds, something Ireland are currently trying to avoid. Keith Murnau picking up the disc. Peculiar choice of the two of them in the handler position, as you'd normally expect them to be downfield, two of the better cutters on this Irish team. Unless it's some sort of trap. Murnau looking for options. Dwyer gives him one immediately, trying to set up the deep shot. John Duck wastes no time, but was not reading the defense. There isn't a lot of thought going into these looks. They're just jacking it as quick as they can. Rockhouse read the whole situation well, blocked off the deep side. So now Ates lasers one into the middle to Blossman. Flows it out in front of Rouge. Now trying to lock up Ates. Cormac getting close to Janssen there, but not close enough, as now she continues to push the pace. Ates making himself available for the inside break, instead going the easy around. And Ireland are tight on their players. But Grut still able to get free. Not really too much of a rush. Huge pressure on the throw from Murnau. Forces it into the ground. Last one still got very close to it.
Really close. It's just just managed to push it down instead of pick it up. But did his best to get the big hammer from Ireland, and it's perfect.
Excellent stuff from Ireland. It's Josh McMahon getting the score. Keith Murnau busting out the handling abilities, not known for using them too much back home, but doesn't have to so much. He's a real leader in terms of almost every dynamic on this side. So they're taking the extra bit on himself, pulling some stuff out of the tool bag to get the second score. It is a lovely hammer in terms of form. I don't think Grut were really expecting that shot to come.
No, sometimes you've got to just look in your toolbox and see what you have. Look in your arsenal and just throw something a little bit unexpected. Hammers on this pitch can actually be really difficult, but that was just very well weighted and also just perfectly aimed.
So 5-2. Ireland not out of it yet. Not a whole lot of time left, only 15 minutes, but they can continue to push. They can try and scramble their way back in. We are coming to the final few exchanges of the Glorious Algorithms Swiss draw before moving into elimination games on Saturday evening. Everything's a little bit being done on the fly right now, though, so we don't have so much in the way of a dedicated schedule.
Yeah, currently we're not entirely sure whether there's going to be a last round of pool, not pool play even, Swiss draw, just given the weather conditions this morning. Great pool that just lands shy of the line.
Always what he intended, Bloom. He has Leninga taking up her position deep. There's the hammer. Dam reads it well and gets there in time. Throws it back. Menard. Van der Weyden, and that's another huge blade to Dam. You see Chandok stepping through, realizing he was about to hit Lola and dropping his hands to his side. Two massive blades over the top. Quick play now from Grut. They're looking very confident against this Irish zone at this point in the game. Ireland players just all arriving a split second too late. So now Menard swings it out to the far sideline. Glurtz. And with that, only Leninga hasn't touched it on this possession. Beautiful over the top.
Cool, calm and collected, and that is all you need from Grut. I'm liking these blade throws to Lola Dam. Also, once again, good contact avoidance from Ireland, but I think she just freaked out a little bit when she saw him the second time. Wasn't quite sure where he was, but did everything in his power to stop early. Yeah, so quite a low-scoring game, given the fact that we've only got 15 minutes to go. Just some of the points have been quite long. That's to be expected when you play zone, but that was a very, very quick offensive point. Still want to get as many points as you can on the board for Grut, who are currently lying in 5th place in the seedings.
Grut have played against zone on almost 4th place. They have played against zone on 6, 7 of the 8 points in this game. That's the most confident they've looked against it. That was smooth. That wasn't rushed at all. Ireland weren't able to generate turns. Also weren't really able to slow them down and gum them up the way they have in previous points. I think Grut kind of have solved it, settled into this match. That means it'll be much tougher for Ireland to fight their way back in. And before they do that, they'll need to settle their own offense. A heavy reliance on deep shots that has been largely unsuccessful for them. They've had plenty of opportunities, but haven't really seen the confidence to play a short game with each other yet. As De Jong sends that one screaming down the field. Aidan Kelly. Cormac in the middle of the pitch. Chu. For options. Can't get it to McMahon. It's a beautiful break inside to Kelly. Asmer now going deep. Winds it up, but doesn't throw it. Would have been nice to see that battle. I suppose that's what the fans want. Ireland want to score. They want to do it the right way with patience. Dwyer looking for somebody. Cormac makes herself available. Cho putting in work against Lola Dam downfield. For no means an easy thing to do. Myrna eventually gets free. Koumans was putting wonderful defense. What a block! But still winds up in the hands of McMahon.
Oh, got to give credit to your Stenica there. That was an absolutely monumental D, but it's still windy on this pitch, and they are going to sit. Don't know if he could have got a hand to it, a solid hand to it, but still fantastic athletic play. Great concentration from Ireland just to still catch it.
That was brilliant stuff. Again, those are the kind of points Ireland have been scoring. As we have another look at it. Dwyer gets it. Myrna likes McMahon. They trust him as a receiver. Steneker. Boom! But not quite enough. That was a huge layout. I don't think he could have gotten much more than the cuticle to that.
No, now looking at the replay, I really don't think that was going to be a possibility. So also, just looking at the seedings as well, I realised they've also jumped a little bit just because we've already had half of the mixed round an hour ago. So actually, the rankings are probably not entirely accurate. So prior to this game, Grut were in 5th. They're now reporting as 4th, but this game still needs to be completed to have a real idea of what's going on in the mixed division.
So we will await to see how it all shakes down. Lots of things up in the air. But one thing for certain, you got to keep it here at the Windmill YouTube channels for the wonderful time and excitement that you can only find in this place at this time of year. Windmill 2019. Van der Weyden going to get the disc. Bring it back in at the break mark. So we'll
We'll see. Do Ireland try to change something up defensively?
Currently looking like a very poachy zone and straight away just goes for the hammer for the score. Absolute scenes here.
Okay,
on
so
pitch one.
the previous point, you're like, okay, that was the best they've looked against the zone. No, that was the best they've looked against the zone. John Doherty has been playing shallow, trying to bait that throw all game long. When it finally comes, it's just too good.
I was about to make a comment about how the zone.
Time. So they quickly swap sides, not even really taking a break. Ireland know they need to score points. Aspirations of making it into the top 8 still somewhat alive for them, but they need to go on quite the run now.
Yeah, you do not want to be currently sitting in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th or 10th position. Do you feel like Ireland, do you have a slight notch on Germany mixed, who just lost quite badly against Shenanigans? But after that, it's very closely contested. So any kind of upsets, somebody else lower down in the division, upsetting somebody else, and you've already played them, anything can happen in this place. Anything.
It is a wonderful tournament structure. Anybody catch your eye? Anybody you fancy making maybe semi-finals, maybe the finals in the mixed division so far, Sarah?
I haven't unfortunately had a chance to see Goyota, which is a shame because I've heard very good things about them. Shenanigans looked very comfortable earlier today, so I do think they will definitely make quarters as they're currently ranked in 2nd. Do you think Smog, if they've had a good game this round, will also make it into the top 8? They absolutely annihilated Hessische Airferkel yesterday. Maybe not the strongest team that have brought to the tournament, but huge defensive plays. I think that'll do them favours in a top 8 bracket.
And so now we see Cormac with the disc in hand, goes to the inside break to Murnagh. Ireland still searching for a bit of offensive flow, for a scoring possession that has more than 6 throws in it. As now Murnagh almost defeatedly just turns around and launches that one deep, but it is a stall out. Steneker just putting on intense amounts of pressure. And just downfield, nobody can get free consistently for Ireland. Some players have been shut up completely, other ones reduced to 2-0 win.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much scouting Grut have done prior to this game, but you just feel like their best players are completely shut off, and that's fantastic, great Team D to get a stall out so close to your end zone.
Very smart matchups by Grut against this Irish side. As there you see Atez hitting Lola Dam.
Bit of a stutter step from Lola. She wasn't entirely free. She stopped dead, and Chu bit over to the brake side. She didn't even need to re-accelerate. She was just then open. So I would definitely want Lola Dam as my ISO on any team.
Almost every single time. Lola Dam is so difficult to keep track of. And the problem is she's so fast, so quickly. You have to respect every single step she takes. So 2 steps, you have to almost completely sell out to have any chance of covering her if she does decide to go in that direction. And that's generally when she turns around.
So see here on the replay, swing out to Steneker and back to Atez. So just watch Dam here. She stops, Chu bites. She's on the open side, completely free, no defender in sight.
That's experience. Brilliant cutting from Lola Dam. One of the best bright young talents of the European mixed scene. We've been saying that for several years now, but she started off being a bright young talent at a very young age, as is Grut's style. So we will see how they get on later in the tournament against maybe some of the more established powers, some of the national mixed sides. France mixed also looking very strong. Rainbow Brigade have been quite impressive.
Unfortunately, Rainbow Brigade not in contention
Oh,
for the top 8 at the moment. Very hyped up prior to the tournament, and they do have some fantastic names, but I think they've had some games where they just didn't click with each other.
Fair enough. I watched them dismantle Czech mixed in the game just before this one on the stream, but Czech mixed also far away from it. So now Keith Murnagh looks to send that one down the line, puts it a bit too far ahead of Aidan Kelly. But they get it back with a little bit of huck and D, perhaps, or down the line cut and D. Anya Hearn, the captain of Ireland, picks it up, gets it to Kelly. Throwing it all the way around to Murnagh. It's going to be a tough grab, but he's even to it. And gets the quick pop in for the comfortable score. Niall McGovern, the man finishing off that play.
I have to say I'm liking this Kelly-Attas matchup. Just having two super strong handlers from both these teams, cracking down on defense on each other. It's just a really, really nice, intense matchup. Both still managing to get free, throwing what they want, but there's always that little inkling that one of them is going to do something sneaky, like a ninja.
I've always got a lot of respect for ninja-like sneaky plays. Old man wiles, as I like to think of it. Puts a lot of float on that.
Cheeky lefty blade, didn't notice he was left-handed. All the best people are left-handed. Not biased at all, but it does open up your arsenal of throws. So easy to attack the break sides when you've got somebody with left-handed throws and a slightly weaker force.
I've always wondered about that because I get forced flick all the time, and everybody forces right-handed flick mainly in the wind. And if you're left-handed, that's just...
Oh, it's gold dust. Absolutely love it. I will huck it all day on my backhands.
As now Ireland look to start clawing back the lead that they allow Grut to build up on them. Bring a couple of their O-line players onto their D-line. See Keith Bernan on your Hearn. Fighting around. But Grut's so patient, they just pull that zone apart. And the higher the stall count gets, the more the zone tries to tighten its screws, and that's when Grut see the gaps appearing. They're moving quickly down the pitch. Bloom. He has Janssen, hits him immediately. Bernard in front decides against it. Goes back to Bloom instead. And the same move one more time. Those two know each other inside and out. And Janssen's starting to have a little bit of fun. Van der Weyden directing traffic. As John Doherty trying to disrupt something, just trying to be active and in the space. Bernard gets there, goes for an inside break, and Manaz in the way. On your Hearn, she does have a bit of a huck. Decides against it, gets it to Myrna. Agbaje makes himself available directly in front on the open side. Lots of float on that, goes a bit high. And Janssen sweeps across and takes it away. So fatigue maybe becoming more of a factor for Ireland than for Grut. As we see Bloom pick it up. Back to Blausman. That's just a smooth, good-looking disc. Glert. No one readily available. Van der Weyden in front of the end zone. Lots of people attacking the space. Leninga tries to get there, but the disc over her head. So now Ireland coming back at them from the opposite direction. Hugh, that blade just going up a bit too early. And I gotta say, Ireland, for a team who like to huck it this much, they haven't hucked it well at all.
I just think in that respect, Myrna wasn't expecting it to come. And if you are a team that does like to huck it, every cutter should expect a deep throw. So just also, as well as the throws not being quite on target, there's just been too many miscommunications with this regard.
So Bloom, it's back to Bernard. I think you're entirely right on that. Almost every huck seems to have been a miscommunication or an underthrow. Sure, Ireland would like to tighten that up before the European Championships. Janssen. That's a delicate touch flick. And there's Lola Dam putting it on a platter. Van der Weyden gobbling it up.
The throw there from from Janssen to Collard got a laugh from the audience because they thought it was so ridiculous. A very floaty blade. Collard's showing how calm she could be on offense, but her throws have gotten so much better over the years. I'm glad to also see her on this pitch. Earlier in the tournament, I saw her have a really big clattering of one of the players, and she went down pretty hard. So I was really worried that she might have hurt a knee or something, but luckily she's on the pitch. So great to see her out here. That would be a really big loss if she wasn't being able to play. So see on the replay, the cheeky throw that got the laugh.
Who needs a backhand break?
And then over the entire stack, great vision from Collards to Van der Weyden, who normally is found in the handler space, going deep.
He's a big fan of that sneaky handler cut deep. So Grut very much in control of this game now. As we wait for the final buzzer to go, to decide will it be 10-4 or will it be 9-5. These 55-minute games, just as you're getting into them, you know?
Take it away from you. Last moment. Can't finish it off, but as I said earlier, great organisation from the TDs to manage to pull it together and get some games on today.
You can see those poor, stressed out bodies hanging out around HQ. Huge respect for all the work they put in, how they've managed to solve that. Lola Dam reads the play, steps through and steals it away. Van Kampen can only watch as Steneker misreads it initially. Gets fouled on the second time. No, he's not going to call it. He's going to let it go. That seems like that was a foul, but it feels like Steneker's like, no, I should have caught that. That was a mistake, and then he fouled me.
Yeah, I think Steneker just went a few seconds too early. That throw from Koolmans was just a bit too floaty into the upwind end zone. On his toes now, ready to get a hand block on Kelly. Such a great throw for this Irish team.
And he gets it down the line, comfortably taken in by Kavanagh. Dwyer. Kavanagh clears for him as Ireland look to work this sideline. There's been a call down the field.
Absolutely cheeky upline cut from Kelly. I just want to see that again, just from my perspective of how did he turn Koolmans around so much that he was so free.
It was quite an impressive up the line cut. I thought maybe Koolmans hadn't realized, or had realized play had stopped, but no, the way he chased after him, just sold. Van Kampen gets up and collects it. Keeps the break going to Kavanagh on the opposite side. No cuts really coming under or deep dedicated. Van Kampen takes off now and Kelly puts it out there with plenty of float. Ates closing with each second. What a play! Van Kampen coming up with the goods despite the pressure.
That was an absolutely insane grab for Van Kampen. Credit to Ates. He was so close and he got up and he smiled. He knew he did his best to get close, but que sera, sera. Whatever will be, and such close defense there from Grut. But have to go back to this amazing grab here on the replay, just setting up the play. Kelly with the disc. And you can just see Atta starting to chomp away at the yards, and absolutely massive.
Van Kampen daddying the grandfather there just a little bit. And that's the kind of play that could really galvanize your team and really lead to a late game run if it wasn't a 55-minute long match. One more look at it. Boom. Ates gave everything he had, came up slightly shy. Van Kampen just about able to wrap his cuticles around that disc. So 9-5. That one could be worth 2, maybe.
Nice try.
There's a double layout,
Oh.
and you still get the score.
And Ravi's just walked onto the pitch.
Yeah.
To tell them that the time is over, I believe.
That would make sense, as these games are supposed to end flat at 55 minutes. So what a way to see the end of the game.
Yeah, great final point. Shame that the can didn't really know that in advance. But yeah, as we've had to adapt to this tournament with the weather this morning, the hooter isn't going off as they want it to. So word of mouth, just going around the tournament and letting people know that it's game over. But great game from Grut, showing their dominance over the Irish mixed team. Will not be surprised to see them go the whole way, entering semis and hopefully the finals.
So coming up next, we have in the women's division, the French national team taking on the Italian national team, which simultaneously happening in the open division. We have the Austrian national team taking on Condors, swooping in from stateside. Keep it here at the YouTube channel to keep watching all the action. It is my pleasure to be Lorcan Murray.
And I'm Sarah Sparks. Thanks for watching.